Hello everyone. This is Man United Inside again on it. Welcome back again.
Borussia Dortmund agreed deal to loan Jadon Sancho after several days of stalling, conflicting reports, then concerns about the move collapsing. It looks like Borussia Dortmund have agreed a deal with Manchester United to loan Jadon Sancho. Florian Plettenberg has reported that it is a done deal, while Patrick Berger and Rona Crichton are both corroborating the report. It seemed like the two clubs were close to an agreement late last week, and indications seemed to be that the deal would be wrapped up before the end of the weekend, but when the announcement didn't come, speculation that the move may be falling through began to grow. However, every reporter with inside knowledge of the deal never seemed to waver, believing that BVB would get it over the line in a matter of days. We are still waiting on an official announcement, which should come in the next few days, but all indications are that it's done. We are still waiting on the exact details of the move, but we know Sancho is joining Borussia Dortmund on a 6-month loan, and it seems unlikely that there will be any option within the deal to make the move permanent. Reports suggest that Sancho is giving up some of his salary to make the deal happen and is aware of what is needed from him to make this move a success. I'm sure there will be lots of folks disappointed that there is nothing in place for the deal to be made permanent, but I think we should be pleased with a low-cost, low-risk loan for a player that could potentially significantly improve this team. It's not impossible that BVB may be able to make the deal permanent in the summer, but let's start by hoping that Jadon Sancho hits the ground running and fires Borussia Dortmund back into contention for a top 4 spot. Manchester United are expected to bring in new players this month, and they are likely to make loan signings. After heavy spending in the summer, United are expected to make cheap signings this month like they have done in the last few years in January. Over £180 million was spent last year, on top of the £225 million that was spent the summer before. Erik ten Hag has been supported by the club and given money to spend on new players to change the club's fortunes. Ten Hag has opened the door for Man United to make loan signings as the club tries to stay within the spending limits of financial fair play. United signed Wout Weghorst and Marcel Sabitzer last January, and both were loan signings. The Red Devils could look at 3 strikers who could be signed on loan this month. Youssef En-Nesyri, a transfer may be possible for the 26-year-old Morocco World Cup star, considering Sevilla's poor performance this year. Following his 18 goals the previous season, he has 9 goals in 25 games. This season, En-Nesyri could be a short-term fix to Man United's attacking issues. Sevilla need cash, so a loan fee is something they would be looking for. Erik's Maxim Choupo-Moting, the Bayern Munich striker, has been linked with a move away from the club, with United being his next possible destination. After starting just 4 league games this season because of the arrival of Harry Kane at the club, the former Premier League striker is looking for a move away from Munich. At 34, Choupo-Moting would offer the experience that Ten Hag is rumored to be willing to adding to strengthen the offensive front line to help the misfiring Rasmus Højlund. Sergio Guirassy, with 19 goals in 16 games so far this season, Guirassy is the most intriguing choice among the 3. The striker is currently being chased by several Premier League clubs including West Ham United, Newcastle and Tottenham. His contract is set to expire in 18 months, and Stuttgart could be looking to cash in on him. The real problem that United face in signing him is that the other clubs in the race to sign him are better equipped financially to offer a greater transfer fee. Ten Hag's choice of players he has bought in leave a lot to be desired. Only one has been a good buy, and he has been out injured all season, so are we going to get a good player or another that should be put out to grass? Lame ducks seem to be a welcome at Old Trafford. If we are to save our season, we forget about Erik's Maxim Choupo-Moting and go for either Youssef En-Nesyri or Sergio Guirassy. My reason is that Choupo-Moting is a regular player in Bayern Munich, to avoid a repeat of Mason Mount. We need a defensive midfielder to assist Kabi Menu as Casemiro is playing below par. Michael Olise would be a good addition to our team. He'll make the right wing more lively. Lastly, a young and talented centre-back should be brought in to cushion the effect of too many injuries in the backline. Manchester United handed Victor Osimhen transfer boost after new Napoli update. Serie A top scorer could be on the move this summer for the right price. Despite agreeing a 2-year contract extension, Manchester United appear to have been offered fresh transfer encouragement in a mixed new update over Victor Osimhen's future. Serie A's reigning top scorer is known to be among the chief alternative striker targets for Erik ten Hag, who now seems to have admitted defeat in the club's attempts to convince Tottenham into selling England captain Harry Kane. The Nigerian international has just helped fire Napoli to their first Scudetto triumph since 1990 with 31 goals in 39 appearances across all competitions this season, netting 59 in total in a prolific spell since joining from Lille in 2020. Such sparkling form has long since inevitably led to major interest in Osimhen from around Europe, with Manchester United heavily linked in addition to the likes of Chelsea, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Napoli understandably want to retain the services of their most prized asset, said to be valued at the £100 million mark, though the player himself has not ruled out a high-profile transfer this summer. Addressing Osimhen's future again on Monday evening, Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis insisted they have an initial agreement over a 2-year contract extension at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, but insisted the striker could still be sold for the right offer. "I have said for a while that Osimhen has to stay. Then, if an offer came in that I could not refuse for the good of Napoli, then we would consider it, as is only natural," he said, per Football Italia. "We already talked to Osimhen before the Scudetto celebration, so we already have a basic agreement on a 2-year extension of his contract. The other players, that is something we need to study with," new Napoli head coach Rudy Garcia, "because I have for many years been convinced that pre-season training is fundamental." Man UTD's former striker transfer shortlist emerges, and Harry Kane could influence deal. Manchester United have struggled for goals so far this season and could bolster their forward options this month with the signing of a new striker, with 4 Bundesliga players being considered. Manchester United are hoping to strengthen their squad in the January transfer window, and a new striker is on their radar. Erik ten Hag's side have struggled for goals this season, with only Burnley and Sheffield United scoring less than them so far. They forked out £72 million to sign Rasmus Højlund over the summer, but the 22-year-old is not the finished article. He has scored just once in the Premier League, while backup striker Anthony Martial has never been a prolific goal scorer, and last season's top scorer Marcus Rashford is struggling for form. As a result, a new forward is being targeted, and the Athletic have revealed 4 players the club are considering moves for. Bayern Munich duo Thomas Muller and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting have both had less game time this season following Harry Kane's move to Germany, with the majority of their Bundesliga appearances coming off the bench. And the report states that United have watched Muller, although he did sign a 1-year contract extension last month. Choupo-Moting, meanwhile, is being considered as a low-cost loan option in the same vein as United's January signings of Odion Ighalo and Wout Weghorst. Former Chelsea striker Timo Werner is another option, with United making contact with RB Leipzig to discuss how much a potential deal could cost. Stuttgart's Serhou Guirassy, who has scored 17 league goals in 14 games so far this season, has also been heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford.